Dolores.
It's such a sadness because she could have been
Dolores
a great character.
was the wife, the ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, was
She could have been
so
cool.
underutilized.
I was so excited.
So underutilized.
Because I'm like, oh, she's like different, and she's actually like dangerous, and
right.
her personality is so different.
Yep.
And then I loved like their backstory.
Oh yeah,
was so fun.
It was great. It was a really great little Hammer horror classic, classic black and white Frankenstein-esque kind of sequence.
And then just kind of.
She's barely in it the rest of the movie.
She had nothing.
She comes in and out like 2-3 scenes.
Nothing to do. Nothing
and
relevant.
has no dialogue.
Nothing significant.
Right.
Nothing that affects any of our other characters in any way.
Yeah.
For the whole film.
Yeah. It's just kind of, she's a plot device to basically get Beetlejuice to do the stuff he's doing. Is really all she's there for.
She is the reason he hasn't been doing anything for 30 years. Right. And has to do something now.
Exactly.
And that's a pity.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what was going on with groomsman.
Yeah, the manager.
Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah, that was
what
nonsense.
On earth
absolute nonsense.
Was even the point of his character?
No point. Yeah, that was.
I can't even think of a plot reason.
Yeah, it dragged the whole movie down big time.
There's nothing significant about his presence whatsoever.
Yep, I agree.
It's so weird. I really cannot understand why he's in the movie at all.
Yeah, bizarre choice there.
I was thinking like, oh, he could be a nice guy. Like if he was a nice guy,
he ends up being a really nice guy,
and he was good, and Jen Ortega doesn't like him, because he's too boring and straightforward.
And he becomes kind of the new dad.
But he has like a zest for life, and he's like kind of a straightforward, straight-laced kind of guy. But he's not.
No,
he's just a sleazy, bad guy.
Yeah,
who dies.
Right.
Nothing matters. It was weird.
The Lydia and Astrid relationship I thought worked pretty well.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of the heart of the film.
I don't think they had enough scenes together though. They're separated for most of the movie.
Yeah, it's true. But the boyfriend plot was really strong.
That was great.
The boyfriend plot
should have been half the movie.
Was excellent.
We really needed to develop that relationship earlier and longer.
Right. And it ends kind of abruptly.
That third act twist of he's been a villain the whole time.
Right. Would have had a little more impact.
He's a serial killer secretly.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that should have definitely been more of the focus than Beetlejuice and his ex-wife and Lydia. That kind of starts to take over the movie. I wouldn't
have minded Beetlejuice and his ex-wife if that was
something
at all relevant to the story.
Yeah.
I think that story is fine.
Yeah.
Again, I think she's a terrific villain.
Right.
It's a great idea for a villain. Her introductory scene is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Her stitching herself together, and then killing Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It was just terrific.
Yep.
It was such a fun scene that got me excited.
Right.
But yeah, and the movie, it has moments where it just like rambles.
Yeah, right.
Into nothing.
Yep.
It rambles down a dead end, and it goes nowhere.
Goes nowhere.
That's the ending of the movie.
It gets very boring and kind of.
The movie ends with that. That's what's crazy.
Well, the movie. Let's talk about that ending. So the ending, one of two things. Either, in my opinion, it undoes the whole film. In my opinion, the whole movie was a dream. That's really what they were saying at the end. Was that the whole film was a dream.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
Right?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, to me, it seemed like all of it was a dream. She wakes up in bed at the end of the movie.
It's true.
It's like... It was kind of a very odd choice to go that way.
Yeah, it was a weird meandering montage of nothing that went nowhere and ended up being, I guess, a joke, but it wasn't really... There was no punchline.
Right. It was just kind of like a cop-out. Like, if you didn't like the movie, then it didn't happen. Like one of those kind of things.
I guess.
They weren't confident enough in their own ending. They had to kind of tack that on to go, it didn't really happen.
Very clunky, awkward.
Very awkward.
Again, a third of this movie, I think is totally trash.
Yeah.
doesn't work, doesn't go anywhere,
Right.
totally pointless.
Right. 2/3 of it really sing though for me. I
Sure.
mean, 2/3 of it just like
2/3 of it I think are good.
fun. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's funny. Great performances. Great practical effects.
Works
great
visually.
music. Yep.
Again,
I thought the visuals were pretty strong.
Willem Dafoe to me is a third of why I like the movie.
Oh, 100%. He is
He's
fantastic.
so funny and cool,
I really want him to get his own movie.
likable.
If they had all tried to continue this franchise, he's the way to go.
He really should have been the guy hunting down Beetlejuice the whole movie. Actively.
Well, hunting down the wife, maybe. Or something. Like,
he should have been an active part of the plot.
he's utilized pretty well. But, yeah, I wouldn't have minded more of him.
The stakes should have been, we got to get Beetlejuice,
Right.
but we need to use Beetlejuice before we can get him.
Right.
So we want him to get caught in the end, but we don't want him to get caught too early.
Right.
Because then we can't use him for what we need.
Yeah, they kind of did that.
So that should have been the element.
Right.
That's the whole central, as far as the plot goes, that's the conflict.
Right.
So Willem Dafoe is our way that we get Beetlejuice. But the problem is we can't really control him.
Right.
And he's just trying to get Beetlejuice every second he gets.
Or Lydia unleashes him intentionally to help her. And Willem Dafoe is sort of the guy who's doing the right thing by trying to trap him again. But we don't want him to trap him, necessarily, yet.
Well, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We don't want him to trap him until
we can use him for what
Lydia's
we need.
story, right?
We need to use him to save Lydia from the boyfriend.
Right. Or Astrid.
Winona has to know the boyfriend's evil.
Yeah, exactly.
And more than just one scene where it's revealed. Look, it was good. It has problems.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I can't see myself really watching it again.
No. I would not watch this. I would watch it maybe one more time. But it's not going to be a go-to like the original. For me. It's not going to be a Halloween go-to every October. I'm going to watch this.
No.
The original, I watch it every October. This one, I don't. I won't.
Yeah.
I won't do that.
It really should have used that Halloween theme and the Halloween.
Yeah.
It taking place
present, but it's not.
It taking place on Halloween should have been important.
I agree.
Because you could have had, it's like, all the people from the dead world can come into the real world.
Exactly.
So you have all this craziness going on. I thought they were doing that.
Yeah.
With the
shrunken head guys came in. Yes.
I'm like, everyone's gonna...
Yes, it's all gonna come into the real world. It's gonna be a big, crazy thing.
Nothing.
No, did nothing with that.
Next.
It's weird.
It's
like this movie had a lot of ideas that they just threw them all in.
Right.
And they didn't try to really focus the story.
Right.
And they just threw stuff out there that
it
went nowhere. Like you're saying, it went nowhere. Yeah. There's dead ends all over the place.
It makes it feel rushed and
it drags
way
it down.
too long.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's trying to do things
the stuff
that end up going nowhere.
A lot of it doesn't work and isn't interesting.
Yeah. So many dead ends.
Yeah.
So many dead ends.
I agree. They needed another draft.
And really...
Alan Miles needed another draft on this one.
Really, I mean, even the characters that worked and the performances that worked, their storylines are very,
one-dimensional.
Flat.
Yeah.
I mean, Winona and
Astrid,
it's like, okay... I get it. I mean, I get what they're doing. It's obvious from the beginning.
Sure.
And they have one scene with their dead dad.
Yeah.
Where they don't even really say anything.
Yeah.
There's no real, closure.
Yeah.
With Astrid and her dead husband.
Right.
They don't have a scene at all.
Lydia and the husband, yeah.
They don't have a single scene together.
Right.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is.
Definitely needed to be tightened up and refocused.
A lot of potential there, though. A lot of potential. And like we're saying, two-thirds of it works.
It's fun to watch.
Yes, it's enjoyable overall.
It'll always be fun to watch Beetlejuice do stuff.
Yeah. And he had the energy. He had the energy and he had the lines.
Tim Burton's creative
style is great.
Special effects and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really just stuff.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah.
It's just stuff.
It had the core. It just wasn't capitalized on.
Yeah. Too much stuff, not enough story.
I agree. Oh well. Try again next time, Timmy.